Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As promised, today we're going to be taking a look at another one of the powders from the 8-Bit Baits collection. We're going to be looking at Hyrule today. This is a very nice color. It has a lot of golds, a lot of greens, and it's going to be a really interesting color to check out here on the channel. But this is Hyrule HS-007, and as you can see, it has that crazy color that we all like so much. And we're going to be checking that out here. To do that, we're going to be breaking out some of our epic bait molds. We have our 4.4-inch Shatterbait. We have our 4.6-inch Nico Crawler and our 3-inch Chunk. Some of my favorite molds from epic bait molds. So stick around. Let's check it out and see what we can come up with. Well, what I did is put some in this 2-cup amount, and then I dropped 4 drops of black in here. I'm just going to give this a stir and see what we come up with. Oh yeah, that's got a lot of color shift in it. Let's give this a little bit of a mix. Wow. Okay, you can see that coming through there on the camera. That is quite a bit of color shift magic going on there. Trying to see how much I like that or if that's something I want to add on to. It's actually looking pretty good. I might darken it just a hair. So let's go to 5 drops and just see what that looks like. Kind of work our way up. That is looking really nice. Very nice color. Just make sure we don't have any kind of stragglers here. Get it all mixed up where it's good and even. This stuff dissolves really well. Okay, that is something I am pretty happy with. I'm going to add 1 more drop. That's taking us up to 6 drops of black in a 2-cup amount of plastic. So if you're doing a 1 cup, just drop that down to 3, and that ought to put you in the ballpark there. Let's do some injections and see what that looks like. So as I was getting ready to do an injection here, I kind of remembered that I have some flake from bait plastics that I've never opened. This is 0.015, and it is just a gold. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of this and just see. I've never used this before. I have a brand new thing of it, never opened. I had to take the plastic off of it. Okay. I'm all right with that. I'm going to have to show you what this looks like up close. But this is quite the color. That helped. That really set it off even more. Okay, check it out. Now that it has some flake in it, that gold makes it pop pretty good against that background. And I think that was a nice addition to this little cup of plastic here. Now that we got that added and we're pretty satisfied with this, we're going to go ahead and do some injections. We'll start with the Shatterbait since it's the bigger one. And we'll make sure that don't have no air in it. And move on over to these. But I'm going to try to get these videos knocked out for the rest of these powders. That way you can check them out here on the channel. I'm about to go on a ski trip, so I'm trying to get some stuff filmed in advance, so that way we don't have much downtime here on the channel. But it's going to be nice to have a little bit of a vacation. We're going to New Mexico, so that'll be something kind of cool. I've been there a few times, but it's always good to go back. Always good to get a little bit of a break. And that's just kind of what we're planning on doing. See if we can do some skiing, check out the slopes. We're getting a ton of snow there right now, so that's exciting. Can't wait to go check that out. I guess we'll go ahead and shoot the Nicos now. Pull this up. The Nico probably is one of my favorite molds from Epic Bait Molds. It is just such a good mold. Okay, we're nice and filled. I just really like how that thing shows off. It really looks good in pigments like blue crawl and motor oil. Anything with color shift in it, it just looks so dang good. Go ahead and top that off. I need to buy some sprue extenders. I found a place online that has some sprue extenders, because then you don't have to worry about topping off some of these molds. Most of them are built with good enough runners or deep enough runners, but some of them you kind of need to be able to top them off or have sprue extenders. So I may look into getting some of those and checking them out here on the channel as well. Okay, this is round 2 of the Hyrule. We're going to shoot the Shatterbait and the Chunk, because why not? Go ahead and shoot the Shatterbait one more time. I wish I had my other eyes in. I just ordered a bunch of eyes for these swim baits. Ordered all kinds of different colors, but they're just not here yet. I would like to have some gold eyes to put on these, because that would look pretty dang good in my opinion, just to have something to set off that gold flake even more. But unfortunately, I don't have them here yet. It's going to be a little while. probably another week, week and a half. So we're just going to have to use what we got, but that's okay. We can always check them out at a later date. But there's that full. Now let's go ahead and shoot this chunk. Pull some of this up. We're going to have some extra, and that'll be okay. I'll use it at a later date, I suppose. Then we'll just shoot this awesome chunk. I love these Holoshift powders in the chunk. It really shows them off pretty good. Okay, check these things out. This is the finished product. I would have liked to have had some gold eyes on these things, but it doesn't matter. They still look amazing. The gold flake pairs pretty good with this color. I would highly recommend putting some gold flake in it. And what's amazing is this is just a few drops of black in that powder. It's nothing fancy. Anybody can do this and get pretty crazy results. We're going to check them out in the sun as well, but this is what they look like in the shop. I've got an LED light over here beside me, just shining some light on it to kind of refract some of these crazy prisms. But yeah, that is one intense color shift, and I think you guys are going to enjoy that just as much as me. Okay guys, check out these baits outside. They do look really awesome. They are a little different outside. I would say the variety of color is a little more intense outside than it is inside, but you still get all those crazy colors you saw inside when you're out here in the sun. But it looks a little different outside. It's kind of hard to explain. I hope you can see it here on camera, but it just adds a little bit more variety depending on how the sun's hitting it and the intensity, of course. But yeah, that is what they look like outside. Here is that final look here in the shop before we wrap this thing up. But yeah, I am pretty pleased. This is Hyrule from the 8-Bit Bait collection. It is a very nice powder, and I would highly recommend it. Makes some awesome effects, and it's maybe my favorite powder out of that collection yet. I don't know. It's pretty up there on my list for sure, but we'll just have to check out the rest of them to see where they lay in that lineup. So there you have it. We made some really nice looking baits with this Hyrule powder from 8-Bit Baits. If you want to pick up any of these powders, I'll leave a link in the description below to 8-Bit's website, where you can head on down there and see if you can pick you up some powder. If you want to buy any of these baits that we made today, there'll be a limited quantity on the store. There'll be a link down there to my Etsy shop where you can go down there and try to pick some of these up. All that money does go back into this, so I can keep making these videos for you guys. And if you want to pick up any of the molds we used today, there'll be a link to Epic Bait Molds in the description as well. I always leave a link to them, and you can check them out down there. They have very nice looking molds, make some really cool looking baits, and you can see the quality here. I have no problem backing them in that sense. So definitely check them out if you want. If you like the video, like and subscribe. It does help the channel out. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next one.